What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Fireside Giants. I'm your host, Anthony Rivardo, and today, diving in the film on Cam Skattebo. Boom! You guys know I love Cam Skattebo. He had an awesome performance in Week 3 versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Despite the New York Giants loss, he put up 120 total yards from scrimmage and had a touchdown. We're going to take a look at the All-22 and break down his best plays from that game. So let's waste no more time and dive right into the film. All right, we're going to start here with this first big play that Skattebo had in this game. You see the New York Giants bring in wide receiver Darius Slayton in motion. They're going to be running 3 wide receivers set, 11 personnel. So just one tight end in the game. It happens to be Chris Manhertz, as that's who they like as their blocking tight end. And of course, Russell Wilson won't be there any longer, but in the shotgun here with Cam Skattebo split to his left side. Roll the play through and take a look at what we get here. And it's not going to be anything crazy from the play call standpoint. It's just going to be an inside zone going to the right side. As you see, everybody on the line of scrimmage is trying to push this thing to the right. Skattebo is designed to follow between this left tackle and the left guard here. That's where he's supposed to go. But he's not going to have that lane. And Chris Manhertz here, who I highlight, did a good job of walling off this defender who was here to set the edge. And now it's just about one-on-one. Skattebo is going to use this cutback lane here, which is wide open for him, one-on-one with this linebacker. And that's where Cam Skattebo makes all the difference. So I'll just say I think this was opened up here by Chris Manhertz, doing a good job walling off the defender and run blocking. But then it's just, boom, put your shoulder down and make a play on your own. This really should have been a gain of none, but Cam Skattebo and the power that he possesses and contact balance that he has, he's so low to the ground. You know, he's a shorter running back, but he's really sturdy and he's really strong and he's not afraid of contact. In fact, he invites contact. He absolutely loves contact, and that's what makes plays like this possible. So again, we'll see it from this angle. Once again, Skattebo, I said incorrectly earlier that he was following the left guard. He's really on an inside zone run like this. He's supposed to go through the center and right guard over here. But really, it's just about reading whichever hole is open. And so he's going to look here, he's going to look there, and then he's going to see, oh, Manhertz did a good job here. Now I'm going to cut it this way. And again, you'll see from this angle just the amount of power that he has. That's a textbook tackle from the middle linebacker of the Kansas City Chiefs, but Skattebo just bounces right off of it, and then he makes a play. So incredible stuff. I love the contact balance that he plays with, and you guys know, Skattebo, that's my guy. Now, this time, he's actually going to get some pretty solid run blocking here. The New York Giants against the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, had left tackle Andrew Thomas back in the lineup, and they liked to run to the left side when Andrew Thomas was in the game for the first half. And you're going to see that exactly play out right here. Giants in a totally different personnel package from the last play. They've only got 2 receivers out there. They've got 2 tight ends out there, so they're actually in the 12 personnel package. But they've got both tight ends here in the backfield, almost as fullbacks for Cam Skattebo. They really like to run zone reads out of this formation with this 3 backfield set. And on this one, they're just going to hand it off to Skattebo. But you're going to see a couple of really key blocks here, one from Theo Johnson, the tight end, and then a lead block here from Daniel Bellinger. But a really great job done on the offensive line as well to open up what is a really big hole and a lane for Skattebo to just burst right through. So let's see it from the other angle. And again, they bring Theo Johnson in motion. And what they're going to do, like I said, it's all about Bellinger getting to the second level and taking away number 23. Of course, Andrew Thomas does a great job pushing 24 off. They're running away from Chris Jones here in the middle of the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. He's going to be double teamed here. Greg Van Roten and then Theo Johnson are going to get a hold of him. But it's just about getting to the second level here. And also John Michael Schmitz getting to the second level on this linebacker. So that's the blocking design. And then, like I said, Skattebo is going to see that hole. John Michael Schmitz almost messes this up, doesn't really quite get to this block, but he does just enough to allow Skattebo to scamper right through here. And a really good block here from John Runyon. Daniel Bellinger does his job. And, of course, Andrew Thomas, old reliable there. And that's going to open up this hole. And then it's about Skattebo just making guys miss. I think what's really impressive about Skattebo is, first of all, the contact balance. We keep mentioning it. Stays on balance there despite what could have been a shoestring tackle. Finds his footing and then cuts here and even makes number 27 miss. Number 27 diving at nothing. Then he gets tackled from behind just barely, too. He almost broke out of that one. So I just love Cam Skattebo's ability to find these holes, hit them, and just bounce off of players and pick up additional yardage. Now, in this next play, you're going to see Skattebo get involved as a receiver. He had over 60 receiving yards, was the New York Giants' leading receiver in this game. And what you're going to see here and what you're going to see on another play soon is that the Giants were running a lot of vertical passing concepts in this game. So as you see, Malik Neighbors just running a quick hitch route, not open. But you're going to have these two vertical routes here and the vertical route this way. So it's essentially just attacking these two deep safeties in this kind of cover two look defense. But it's really a cover two man. But essentially, Russell Wilson's going to read this thing. This receiver is completely blanketed. This receiver is also blanketed with the two safety help over top. And so he's going to know, okay, all across the board, all of my guys are covered. So now I'm going to have to come to this check down. And Skattebo here, we'll see this better from the other angle. Skattebo is just going to be running a chip and release. So what that's going to be is he's going to come up here and he's going to try and get in the way of this defender, basically as an additional blocker, and then he's going to release off of that. So again, number 32 comes in here, and Cam Skattebo is going to kind of hold on to him for just a second, prevent him from rushing right in at Russell Wilson, and then he's going to release out into open space. Perfectly done here from Skattebo. Great chip and release, and actually this is in many ways set up by Russell Wilson, scrambling up here. You're going to see number 32 disengage, and then Skattebo is going to release right off of that. So chip and release, makes the catch, and then after the play, once again, just finding ways to gain additional yardage. So really like this from Skattebo, but also just breaking down the play design there and how Russell Wilson honestly did also set up that gain. So now the Giants are once again in that 11 personnel with 1, 2, 3 wide receivers and 1 tight end. This tight end, this time flanked, yard back off the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be a lead blocker there. You're seeing a loaded box here from the Kansas City Chiefs, right? They've got 8 guys there, and they've even got this nickel cornerback kind of centering around the box. So they're showing cover 0. There's no safety over top. It's looking like it's going to be a 0 blitz here, man coverage. But the Giants are going to run into it anyway, and they're going to use a lot of different motions and distractions here to spur Cam Skattebo up the middle for this touchdown. Now, when you're seeing this cover 0 look, you have to assume that it is man coverage. And what the Giants are going to do is try and confuse these defensive backs by bringing Wan'Dale Robinson around on this fake end around. You're going to have that tight end who was here, Theo Johnson, come around this side on this inside zone split. This is the split, and then you're going to open up this hole here for Cam Skattebo, and he's going to do the rest himself, essentially, and get his way into the end zone. So we'll see it from the other angle, and that's where you'll get a better view of what Cam Skattebo did. But again, some good misdirection here by the New York Giants. Again, with this tight end coming across, he's going to steal this edge, and you're going to have Wan'Dale Robinson coming around here. That's why 21 is pulling out of position to try and get on Wan'Dale Robinson. So now you've got Bellinger taking this edge setter out of the play, and you've got 21 out of the play because of Wan'Dale Robinson. That's a good job by the New York Giants. Game planning and offensive play calling here to take a couple defenders out of the play. But also you have to take a look at the run blocking up front here because, again, this is an inside zone split. But you've got a combo block here on Chris Jones. That's going to be Andrew Thomas and John Runyon doing the duo double team block on Chris Jones. And it's really about John Michael Schmitz walling off number 92 here and double teaming. So this is a duo blocking scheme. You've got 1, 2, you've got 1, 2, right? So you're going to have these two covering Chris Jones, and then John Michael Schmitz does a good job opening up this space here. So it's really John Runyon and John Michael Schmitz who open this up, and then it's about Cam Skattebo seeing that hole, hitting it, and making something with it. But right here is where Cam Skattebo turns this from a gain of about 5 yards. He could easily keep powering forward here, and then Chris Jones can meet him. Number 27 can meet him. Number 30 can meet him, right? He could just power straight ahead, but this is really great vision from Cam Skattebo to recognize I can go this way and get tackled, or if I make it around this block here, I'll have more space with this safety cheating all the way to the left hash and out of position. And this is a really good ball carrier vision from Cam Skattebo. This is where he deserves a lot of credit for turning this from a big play into a touchdown, especially when you're looking at the way that he finishes. He gets tripped up at around the 6-yard line, but still finds a way to fight forward, put his hand in the dirt and dive forward for the touchdown. Awesome play there from Cam Skattebo. Again, some decent blocking, but really it was the ball carrier vision that turned this from 5-yard gain here. No, we're going to make this a 15-yard touchdown run. Awesome stuff from Cam Skattebo. last play that we're going to take a look at here, this is going to be another reception that Cam Skattebo had in the game. This is going to be a gain of about 20 yards. He's not going to do much crazy after the catch here. I do love the way that he finishes. He doesn't go out of bounds. No, he puts his head down. He says, I want contact. I want to take on the contact, and I want to dish out the contact, which is what I love about Cam Skattebo. But how did he get so open in the flat here? Well, once again, the Kansas City Chiefs were sitting on everything. They had all of these guys playing deep. The Giants were trying so hard to dial up these deep shots in this game, but Kansas City just took them away from the New York Giants. And with all of these defenders dropping back into this deep zone, that leaves Cam Skattebo as the check down wide open in the flat with nobody there to cover him. And that's how he's pretty much just going to catch and run for 20 yards. But again, love when he makes this reception, just puts his head down to gain extra yardage, doesn't go out of bounds, never gives up on the play, and always wants to fight for more contact. So Cam Skattebo, guys, I was really impressed with him in week 3. He's going to be the lead back now. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is unfortunately sidelined for the next few weeks, but that does give Cam Skattebo and Jackson Dart now entering the lineup a chance to really make names for themselves. Can't wait to watch more Cam Skattebo and really excited for this weekend. Jackson Dart taking the field for the first time. Do expect to see a film breakdown on his first start here on the channel. And if Cam Skattebo pops off once again, you'll probably see another film breakdown about him too. So let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Ring the bell so you don't miss an episode. And make sure to comment your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'll catch you all on the next one. Have a good one. And let's go New York Giants. Skattebo!